The same week, two headlines. One says artificial intelligence is about to replace every white-collar job on the planet. The other says it's all hype, a bubble, a toy that makes confident mistakes. Both were written by smart people. Both got millions of clicks, and both are telling you something true while quietly leaving out the part that matters. Somewhere between the panic and the dismissal is a single clean line, a line that separates what AI can actually do from what it cannot. Once you see that line, the noise stops. You stop being scared of AI, you stop being scammed by AI, and you start using it the way smart people actually do. My name is Alex. I have one foot in the hype and one foot in the skepticism, and by the end of this video, you're going to hold the whole line in your hand. Stick with me, because the middle of the story is where everyone gets it wrong. Before we dive in, let's be honest about why this line matters so much. This is not a philosophical debate. It's a money question, a career question, a time question. Every week, people make real decisions based on what they believe about AI. Someone decides to spend 3 months learning a tool because they think it will make them unstoppable. Someone else decides to ignore AI entirely because they think it's a passing fad. Someone buys a subscription they don't need. Someone else refuses to touch a tool that could genuinely save them hours. And the companies making the loudest claims, they have something to sell you. So the cost of being wrong is not theoretical. It's wasted hours. It's wasted money. It's betting your effort on the wrong part of the line. The people who get this right aren't smarter than you. They just have a cleaner model in their head of what this technology actually is. By the end of this video, that model is going to be yours too. So here's the confusion, and it's real. Meet my friend Jaden. Jaden just got back from a conference where an AI wrote a working app in 4 minutes. He's convinced the future is here, we're all out of a job, and the only smart move is to fully surrender to the machines. Every headline that says AI is taking over, he forwards it to the group chat. Now meet my other friend, Priya. Priya asked an AI for a simple fact last week, and it confidently invented the answer. She's convinced it's all hype, a fancy autocomplete, and anyone relying on it is one hallucination away from disaster. Every time Jaden sends a glowing headline, she sends back a screenshot of an AI getting a basic fact wrong. Same technology, two opposite verdicts. And the funny thing is, they argue all the time and they're both half right. Jaden saw the pattern machine at full power. Priya saw the judgment machine fail. The trick is, they were both looking at the same machine, just different parts of it. Here's the mental model that fixes all of this. And I want you to actually picture it because it's going to rewire how you see every AI headline from now on. Draw a line down the middle of your mind. On one side, everything AI is genuinely great at. On the other side, everything AI is genuinely bad at. This isn't about intelligence. This isn't about the AI getting smarter next year. It's about the kind of task. AI is a pattern and generation engine. Give it something well-defined, summarize this, draft that, find the bug, write the boilerplate, rephrase this email, and it is shockingly good. It can outread you, outwrite you, and outtype you. That's the can bucket, and it's real. But there's a second bucket, and this is the part the hype never shows you. AI cannot navigate ambiguity. It cannot tell you whether an answer is actually right, only whether it sounds right. It cannot understand why a system exists, who it serves, or what it owes the business. And it cannot own the outcome. That's the can't bucket. The entire hype problem lives in one sentence. The AI is a brilliant pattern machine standing on the doorstep of a judgment job, and we keep handing it the keys. Let's be fair to the machine first, because the can bucket is genuinely impressive, and if we only ever talk about the failures, we're being dishonest in the other direction. The data is real. 3/4 of knowledge workers have used generative AI, and 90% of them say it saves them time. People using it save, on average, about 5% of their work hours, and for some people, it's much, much more. Developers using an AI copilot code up to 55% faster, and teams report pulling in code reviews and features at speeds they could never hit before. This is not a toy. It will summarize your meetings, draft your reports, write your first draft code, catch patterns you'd miss, and search a mountain of information in seconds. It will take the boring, repetitive, well-defined parts of your work and eat them alive. For any task that is well-defined and repeatable, AI is a genuine force multiplier. It is the fastest assistant a human has ever had, and that part is absolutely not hype. So when someone tells you AI does nothing, that's the first lie. Let me make this concrete because abstractions are useless. Imagine you have to summarize a 2-hour meeting. That's a well-defined task. The AI reads the transcript and gives you bullet points in 10 seconds. That's the can bucket. Imagine you have to write a first draft of a report. The structure is known, the tone is known, the audience is known. The AI produces a draft in moments. You refine it, but the heavy lifting of starting from a blank page is gone. That's the can bucket. Imagine you're a developer and you need to write boilerplate, set up a standard component, or generate the repetitive plumbing around a feature. The AI does it flawlessly and fast. That's the can bucket. Even searching, you have a mountain of documents and you need to find the specific answer to a specific question. The AI can comb through it in seconds in a way that would take you hours. All of these are real today, and they're genuinely useful. Every one of these tasks shares the same shape. They're well-defined, they have a clear right answer, and they're repetitive. That's the secret ingredient of the can bucket. If a task has that shape, AI is going to be terrifyingly good at it. And that's not hype, that's just the reality of a pattern machine. Now the flip, and this is where the second lie lives. Because the can't bucket is just as real, and it's the part that gets ignored. Feed AI an ambiguous problem, figure out what the client actually wants, decide if this code is the right architecture, navigate a messy legacy system, take responsibility when something breaks and it collapses. It doesn't know what it doesn't know. It generates a confident answer whether or not it's true. That's why the numbers matter. Almost half of all workers have hit what the researchers call AI work slip, confident, wrong output that costs hours to fix. And nearly half of the companies that launched AI projects have quietly abandoned them because the pattern machine couldn't survive contact with the real, messy world. The machine proposes. It never decides. It never owns. And when you ask it to decide and own, it doesn't just fail. It fails while sounding perfectly confident. That's the danger of the can't bucket. And it's why a tool that's genuinely amazing at one thing can be genuinely dangerous at another. Let's make this concrete too, because the failures are the thing people never see coming. Imagine you're a project lead and the client says, "We just want it to feel right." That's ambiguous. The AI can't tell you what feels right to a client you've been meeting with for a year, who has a history, who has preferences, who has politics. The AI doesn't know any of that. Imagine you're an architect and you have to decide between two ways to build a system. One is faster now but harder to maintain later. The AI can list pros and cons, but it can't weigh your team's actual strengths, or the technical debt you're already carrying, or what your business will look like in 3 years. That's judgment. Imagine you're responsible for a system that breaks at 2 in the morning. The AI can suggest a fix, but it can't be the one who wakes up, who owns the outage, who answers to the customer. That's accountability. In every one of these, the AI is generating the shape of an answer, but the actual decision, the judgment, the ownership, the responsibility that has to be human. That's the can't bucket. And the moment you ask the machine to do these things, it doesn't just get it slightly wrong. It gets it confidently wrong in a way that's hard to catch. So why does this stay so confusing? Because of confident wrongness. Here's the trap, and it's a nasty one. A human who is unsure says, "I'm not sure," or "I should check that." An AI is never unsure. It always sounds certain. Smooth, articulate, authoritative, even when it has invented the entire answer. So the only way to catch it is to know enough to check, which is exactly the skill that's being automated away. The hype survives because confident wrongness is invisible to the person who doesn't already know the answer. If you ask an AI for a fact you already know, you catch the errors instantly. If you ask it for something you don't know, you have no idea it just made it all up. That asymmetry is the engine of the whole problem. And on top of that, there's the fog machine. Companies, real companies, have been caught exaggerating how much they use AI to look innovative or to justify layoffs that were really about cost cutting. It's called AI washing. So you have AI that sounds certain when it's wrong, and companies that claim AI when it's barely there. No wonder the line feels impossible to see. Here's how you make the line visible, and this is the whole point of the video. One rule. AI proposes, human disposes. Let the machine generate drafts, options, patterns, first passes. That's what it's for, and it's brilliant at it. But you keep the decision, you check the fact, you judge the architecture, you own the outcome. AI throws 100 options onto the table at light speed. You are the one who picks the right one and stands behind it. That simple division of labor is the difference between someone who gets value out of AI and someone who gets fooled by it. Give AI the narrow, well-defined tasks, and it's your superpower. Give it your judgment, and it becomes a liability. The skill that matters now isn't typing better prompts. It's knowing which bucket you're standing in and keeping your feet in the right one. So the next time you see a wild AI claim, run it through 2 buckets. Does it promise speed on a well-defined task? That's the can bucket. Believe it, it's real. Does it promise judgment, decision-making, responsibility, understanding the why? That's the can't bucket. Treat it as marketing until proven otherwise. Does the demo happen on a clean stage or in the real mess? The real mess is where the pattern machine stumbles. And when an AI gives you a confident answer to something you actually care about, stop, verify, decide for yourself. You are not using AI to think for you. You're using it to think with you. That's the whole game, and it's a game anyone can play. And here's the part nobody sells you. The people who win this era won't be the ones who fear AI, and they won't be the ones who worship it. They'll be the ones who hold the line, who use the pattern machine for what it's great at and keep the judgment where it belongs. In their heads, on their shoulders, in their names. The AI proposes, you dispose. And that's not hype, and it's not a bubble. That's just the truth, and now it's yours. Drop a comment below. What's the one thing you always double-check when an AI gives you an answer? I read every comment. Subscribe if you want more of what AI can really do without the panic and without the hype. And if this helped you see the line for the first time, share it with someone who needs it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.